Take a slow, gentle breath, in and out. Allow your body to feel heavy against the surface beneath you. Notice how your shoulders soften, your hands grow light, and your breath settles into a calm, steady rhythm. You are safe here. You are held by the night. Now, let your imagination drift, softly, like a leaf floating downstream, carried by the current of story and dream. Our story tonight begins in a place where silence has its own voice, a place of stone walls and candle flame, of parchment and ink, a place called the scriptorium, a room where words are born, carefully, lovingly, onto paper. The year is long ago, in the hush of medieval nights, when books were treasures, written by hand, and knowledge was a fragile flame passed carefully from one generation to the next. In this scriptorium, a solitary scholar works by the glow of an oil lamp. His robes are simple, the color of earth. His fingers are stained faintly with ink, but this is no ordinary ink, for in a small glass vial beside him, there rests a liquid black as midnight, flecked with something faint, something shimmering, like powdered stars. The townsfolk whispered that it was mixed under the gaze of the constellations, blessed by a wandering alchemist, who knew the secret of catching light from the heavens themselves. The scholar dips his quill into this midnight ink, and the sound, oh so soft, is the gentle scratch of goose feather against parchment. It is a sound like a lullaby, steady and rhythmic, as if time itself is writing its own story. Around him, the stone walls of the monastery cradle the silence. Only the faintest sounds drift in: the chirping of a cricket, the sigh of wind through a narrow window slit, the faint creak of old wood in the rafters. The scholar pauses, listening, breathing, and as he breathes, the ink upon his parchment seems to shimmer faintly, almost like a star in the sky winking awake. He whispers to himself, "Stories are constellations, each word a star, each sentence a path through the heavens." And as he writes, you can almost see it, the way his words seem to draw not only letters, but entire galaxies across the page. Take another slow breath in and out. Let yourself drift with the rhythm of the quill, the hush of night, the shimmer of starlit ink. Beyond the monastery walls, the world sleeps. Villagers tucked into straw beds, shepherds dreaming beside their flocks, children curled beside hearth embers, and above, the wide sky holds them all, its constellations steady, eternal, unblinking. The scholar writes on, and with every word, the quiet deepens. His hand is unhurried, his movements precise, like a heartbeat that knows no rush. You feel it too, don't you? The calm of steady repetition, the way the mind settles when something flows in balance. He pauses again, and this time he looks to the little window. Through it, a single star glimmers bright, unwavering. He smiles softly as if he knows it is keeping him company. He dips his quill once more, the ink swirling, catching faint light, like liquid night itself. And now, as the scholar leans forward, you lean with him in imagination. You are there beside him, watching, listening. The smell of parchment is rich and earthy. The faint tang of ink is metallic, grounding. The flame of the oil lamp dances, slow and golden. Time moves differently here. It stretches, it sighs, it rests. Each word the scholar writes is not only for the parchment, it is for you. It is for all who come after, all who close their eyes and drift with the rhythm of night. His words are guardians of memory. His ink is a river of stars. You notice now the little details, the way dust motes float in the lamp's glow like tiny galaxies, the way the stone floor holds the cool of night, grounding and still, the way silence here feels alive, like a companion, not an emptiness. The scholar hums softly under his breath, not a song, you know, but something wordless, something older than words, a tune that blends with the scratch of quill, the sigh of flame, the pulse of your own breath. And in this moment, you realize you are already drifting, already carried by the ink of midnight stars. Let yourself sink deeper. With each imagined stroke of the quill, you grow calmer. With each soft shimmer of ink, you feel lighter, and with each breath of the scholar, you to release the weight of the day. The scriptorium is your haven, the scholar, your gentle guide, the ink, your dream. Close your eyes, if you haven't already, and know, the night is writing its lullaby just for you. Breathe slowly in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Let each breath loosen you, soften you, as if every exhale brushes away the dust of the day. Your mind opens gently, like a window letting in night air. Our story drifts on. The scholar, seated in the quiet scriptorium, leans closer to his parchment. The quill moves steadily, each letter born from the starlit ink gliding across the page. But something is happening now, something subtle. The ink does not only sit upon the parchment, it seems to shimmer faintly, as though the very letters are alive. When the scholar writes the word river, you hear in the distance a faint trickle, like water running over stones. When he writes wind, a soft breath seems to stir through the chamber, carrying the faint scent of pine. It is as though the ink remembers what it describes, as though each word is not a symbol, but a doorway. The scholar does not seem surprised. His smile is calm, as if he has seen this before, as if he trusts his quiet magic. He dips his quill again and writes stars. At once, faint pinpricks of light shimmer on the edge of the parchment, tiny constellations blooming as if the heavens themselves are leaning down to rest upon the page. He whispers, "The ink of midnight carries truth. What is written becomes remembered. What is remembered becomes alive." The oil lamp flickers, shadows deepen. You watch as his words build a world upon the parchment. You see the outline of hills, the silver sweep of rivers, the gentle arc of the moon. The parchment is not simply paper, it has become a mirror of the night itself. You feel safe, watching. The rhythm of quill against parchment has become a lullaby, steady as waves against the shore. Take another breath, slow, steady. Feel your body sink into this moment, as if you too are written in starlit ink, timeless, eternal. The scholar pauses again. He lifts his quill, stretches his hand, and looks toward the little window. The star he saw before is still there, brighter now, almost as if it has come closer. He bows his head slightly, in reverence, as though thanking it for its quiet company. He turns back to his work and writes another word. Garden. At once the faintest sound of leaves rustling stirs the silence. The fragrance of thyme, lavender, and sage seems to bloom faintly in the air. The garden grows across the parchment, tiny plants etched in ink that seem to shimmer with dew. The scholar breathes deeply, and you mirror his breath. The smell is calming, grounding, like walking barefoot upon earth at dawn. He writes again. Watchtower. The tall outline of a tower rises on the page, and with it comes the hush of night winds brushing stone. You feel the height of it, the way it touches the sky, steady and protective. Each word he writes you feel, each image he shapes. You glimpse not only with your eyes but with your body, your breath, your heart. The scholar hums again that wordless tune. Quill moves, ink flows, the page shimmers like a dream. Now as he writes silence, the whole room deepens into stillness. The cricket outside stills. The wood creaks no more. Even the lamp flame seems to pause, as though silence itself has entered the scriptorium like a guest of honor. And within this silence you feel yourself floating, drifting deeper. Take a slow breath, let it guide you in and out. Feel how stillness is not emptiness, is fullness, a gentle blanket wrapping you in peace. The scholar leans back at last, looking upon the parchment. It glows faintly, a tapestry of stars and rivers, gardens and towers, silence and song. His eyes soften. He dips his head once more, whispers. The ink is a bridge. It writes the world into dream, and dream into the world. He closes his eyes. For a moment, all is still, and then you notice. The ink is not finished. Slowly, gently, the letters upon the parchment begin to rearrange themselves. They swirl like constellations shifting in the night sky. They draw new paths, new shapes, new stories. The scholar does not resist. He breathes in deeply, nodding as though he understands. He whispers the ink knows. You watch as the parchment glimmers brighter, and in its glow you see not only words, but images forming dreamlike visions of a world both familiar and strange. A river flowing upward toward the stars. A garden where lanterns grow like blossoms. A tower that hums with a heartbeat, steady as your own. The scholar leans close, his face lit by starlight ink, and he murmurs, "Tonight, the ink writes you, too. Tonight you are part of the story." And as he speaks, you feel it. The calm, the stillness, the dreamlike glow drawing you inward, deeper and deeper into rest. You are not only listening now, you are becoming part of the ink's midnight tale. Breathe once more, in and out, and let the starlit ink carry you gently onward. Breathe gently, slow and easy. Notice how your breath rises and falls like waves gliding upon a midnight shore. With each breath, you drift a little further into stillness. With each exhale, you release the last weight of your waking thoughts. Our story drifts onward. The parchment before the scholar glows more brightly now, as though a quiet moon has been laid upon his desk. The letters, alive with starlight, have begun to shift and move, rearranging into patterns that are not simply words but constellations of meaning. The scholar tilts his head. He does not seem startled, only curious, as if he has been waiting for this moment. His hand hovers over the parchment, but he does not try to control it. He whispers the ink remembers the dreams of the world. Let it tell its tale, and so it begins. From the shifting letters rises a vision, a dreamscape painted in midnight hues. At first it is faint, like the shimmer of a reflection on still water. Then slowly the vision deepens, expanding outward until the scriptorium itself seems to fade. You are no longer looking at parchment. You are looking into a world woven entirely of starlight ink. There is a river before you, luminous, flowing upward instead of down. Its waters sparkle as if filled with tiny galaxies. The current does not pull you down, it lifts you gently, as though inviting you to float into the heavens. Beside the river grows a vast garden, but this is no ordinary garden. Each plant glows faintly, its leaves whispering like voices too soft to understand. Lanterns bloom like flowers, their light swaying with an unseen breeze. Lavender hums softly, thyme sings in delicate tones. Sage offers a deep, grounding note, steady as the earth itself. The air is fragrant, calming. With each breath, you feel lighter, safer, as though the very plants are soothing you into peace. Beyond the garden stands a tower tall, silent, watchful. Yet unlike stone towers of the waking world, this one seems alive. Its surface shimmers, breathing with light, as though it too has a heartbeat. Steady, constant, reassuring. You can almost match your breath to its rhythm, finding yourself sinking deeper into its calm. The scholar's voice echoes faintly. Though you do not see him now, his words float on the air like drifting petals. Every vision the ink reveals is a reflection of the dreamer. What you see is part of you, and you are part of it. And you realize you are not only watching this dreamscape, you are walking within it. Your feet rest upon soft grass that glows faintly beneath you. The river's mist brushes against your skin, cool and refreshing. The air itself feels alive, carrying you gently toward rest. The tower hums again, steady, deep. Each sound carries through you, easing every muscle, every thought. It is as if the tower is reminding you, you are safe, you are protected, you are home. Take a breath now, in and out. Let that tower's heartbeat echo with your own. As you walk deeper into the garden, you notice the plants leaning gently toward you, as if in greeting. Their leaves brush your arms lightly, like the softest caress. A rose glows pale silver. A cluster of violets sings faintly, the sound like a lullaby carried on the wind. And all around you, the stars above shimmer more brightly, as though watching with quiet care. They are not distant, no, they feel close, almost within reach, like companions guiding you deeper into peace. The scholar's voice returns, low and soothing. The ink writes more than words. It writes the language of comfort, the memory of safety, the promise of dreams. As you walk, the parchment world shifts again. The garden stretches outward, blending into meadows where tall grasses sway in silence. Fireflies of ink dust rise into the night, glowing like tiny lanterns floating upward. Their slow ascent feels calming, each flicker a heartbeat, each glow a breath. The meadow opens into a wide plain where the river's silver current winds like a path into the stars. You know, without needing to be told, that you may follow it if you wish. It will not rush you, it will not force you. It simply waits, flowing steadily, patiently, ready to carry you wherever dreams lead. You pause, listen, all is hushed. The silence here is not empty, it is filled with presence. Like the gentle company of someone watching over you, making sure you rest. The scholar whispers again, his voice a thread of warmth woven through the night. The ink is not only mine. Tonight it belongs to you. You are written in its glow. You are part of its dream, and you feel it. The starlit ink hums softly around you, as though your very presence has become part of the parchment's tale. The river flows because you are here. The garden glows because you breathe. The tower beats in rhythm with your heart. You are not separate from this dream. You are woven into it, safe within its tapestry. Take another deep, slow breath, in and out. Feel the ink of midnight stars holding you gently, carrying you deeper into rest. The vision continues to shimmer, wrapping you in its calm, and with every moment, you sink a little further into the soft cradle of night, where the world outside fades, and only peace remains.